Welcome everybody to the Waratah Rap preview of round 9. A big weekend ahead, so let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the Women's League. Our first game of the Women's League is Manly vs. Sydney. With Manly at 1-5 and Sydney at 2-5, this game is sure to be played like the grand final. Manly is looking for a chance to distance themselves from the Hills, but Sydney wants that chance to move one game closer to the bottom half of the teams. In this one, I think Manly's going to even out the score and pick up another win against the Comets. Our next game is Penrith vs. Newcastle. With the Norths having a bye, Penrith has a great opportunity to tie up Norths at the top of the ladder. Poto and Tupea have been awesome for the Panthers, but Newcastle haven't been going quietly about their business at 5-2. But I'll tip, I think Penrith to get this game. Sutherland vs. Hills. Southerners don't go too deep on the bench, but have 2 or 3 solid players every week. Hills are rebounding, and I love to see them get off the deck, but not this week. I'm backing the Sharkies. But the fun doesn't stop there. The men's league tips, and let me get straight into it. Our next game is between Bankstown and Maitland. Last week, Bankstown had a chance to pick up a win against Central Coast, but with match 3 at the buzzer, it set them just back a little bit closer to catching up to Manly. So this week, they're going to have to try to pick up another win against Maitland, maybe at home, see if they can keep their momentum going. I think Maitland might pull that one out though, so you guys should watch out in Bankstown. Our next game is between Manly and Sydney. Manly, having a deep backcourt, wants to play an up-tempo game, but the Comets want to slow it down and grind it out. Mike Seckel is really going to have to take some emotion out the game and slow it down so that he plays to the Comets' advantage. This should go down to the wire, but I'm going to take Sydney in this one. Our next game is between Penrith and Newcastle. Newcastle is a dangerous team, but usually comes when they're on their home floor. Penrith, they're not too deep, but they have 7 guys that on any given night could pick up a W. I'm going to take Penrith in this one. Our next game comes to you with Sutherland and the Hills. The Hills are on the road again, down in Sutherland, where they're looking to pick up another win. This game is big for both of them because if they don't get a win, they're going to start distancing themselves from the top 4 teams. I'm going to say the Sharks at home, it's going to be tough to beat. Go Sharks. Our next game for the lineup is the North Sydney Bears versus Central Coast. Last week, North's coach Ben Knight had to suit up just to play because they were short in guys. And of course, he may have to this weekend going against Column. But the Bears are pretty deep. I'm going to stay with my Bears this week. Our next game is another doubleheader by Central Coast Crusaders. They're taking on Newcastle. If they don't get the win on Saturday against North, I'm pretty sure they'll pick up the win back at home. They're a tough team to beat at home. They play with a lot of intensity. Newcastle might have trouble on the road. So I'm going to give it to the Crusaders. Thanks for watching the Waratah League Rap Preview. Next week on the Rap, I'm going to have some very exciting news for you. So the only hint I can give you is players play well and fans watch the Waratah Rap Review next week to find out what goes down. Until then, keep balling.